it's Wendy. Welcome. I am recording this video on Monday because I'm going to be in Montana when you're watching this. I'm super excited. I'm visiting family there, and so I'm trying to get all my videos done for you guys before I leave. And my daughter is under the weather. She has a cold, and so she's sleeping right now, and she'll probably wake up right when I'm in the middle of this video and walk out and start talking to me. So if that happens, you know, roll with it. That's life. I don't know what to do. So we'll just roll with it if that happens. So today I have a really cool card for you, okay? This card was inspired by some children's art that I saw on Pinterest. So we're going to just get right to it. I have a piece of watercolor paper here that I've taped down around the edges. And I just used this big thick tape. So for the next part that I'm going to show you, what I did is I pulled a piece of tape off like this. And I laid it down on my Stampin' Trimmer. And you know what, I'm going to show you, just so you can see exactly what I'm talking about. So here's my trimmer. I lined it up with the 1/2 inch mark right here, this line. Okay, so I laid my tape down. And I cut it. And then you gotta peel it off. And then we're gonna save each piece. Oh, come on. Okay, so there's piece number 1. And then I'm gonna do it again. So this is a 1.5 inch wide painter tape. So if I cut it 3 times, I get 3 1/2 inch strips. Okay. Alright, so now that's done. I set my trimmer aside. And by the way, this piece of watercolor paper is cut at 4 inches by 5 1/4. And all around the edges, I have just a little tiny, probably less than 1/4 inch border here that I've taped down. So I'll be left with the border when I'm done. Now I'm going to take these 1/2 inch strips, and I am simply going to lay them onto my watercolor paper, just in different areas. There is no rule, there's no rhyme or reason to the way I'm putting these down. I'm just simply putting them down however they make me feel happy. Okay? You do want to make sure that after you've gotten all your pieces laid down the way you want them, I just go over the top and rub. The reason for this is because we're going to be painting, and when we do that, you don't want any of the ink to go underneath your tape or it will ruin the image, okay? So I tried this with a variety of mediums. I tried it with opaque watercolors, transparent watercolors, blendability markers, and I tried it with an aqua painter, blender pen. So I'm showing you the method that works the best and keeps you from having mess ups. So you get a piece of paper towel and you just set it on the side here, and I've got my little Hello Kitty cup of water, and I have my Real Red ink, and I'm squeezing right into the middle. And this actually worked better than watercolors, real watercolors. I tried those too. So you just have your ink palette here, and you've got ink in there, and you're going to go ahead and get some water on your brush so it's nice and wet, and just drop it into the ink palette, and then you're just going to paint. And I'm using a flat brush that's not super wide, and I think I'm going to do this one red. And as soon as you see how the brush is doing that? As soon as you see that, that means that you don't have enough water. So you just pick up more water. Don't be afraid of how much water you have on your brush. This ink lays really nice, and I can honestly say that because, like I told you, I tried with really good watercolor paints, and it just didn't, I don't know, it didn't come out the same for me that I wanted it to. Okay, so there's that, and I'm going to do one more red. So when you start to see your ink get a little bit diluted like that, see how there's some dark here, but this is really light, then you just want to close your ink pad back up, squeeze it again. The other option is you could take a re-inker and just drip it into here. That would work also. Okay, and now I'm going to paint this one. And so I do want to tell you, today is Black Friday. Eeks, exciting. And so I have an awesome sale over on my blog. On top of all the sales that are going on with Stampin' Up! Right now, because it is the online extravaganza, I am giving away stamp sets for orders placed. So if you go over to my blog and check that out, you'll see I have a whole list there of stamp sets that I'm giving away for orders today. So I'll be updating, even though I'm in Montana, I'm going to be updating my blog with the stamp sets that have already been spoken for. It's a first come, first serve thing. Okay, so now I'm using Old Olive. So in case you didn't know, I'm using Real Red and Old Olive here. Okay, now I'm going to use my heat tool and dry this. Alright, it's dry. It only takes a second to dry it. And then I'm just going to go back over these colors again because I want them a little bit deeper, especially the reds. I don't want it to look pink. So I'm just layering a little bit more color. So squeezing my palette again to get more ink in there, making sure my brush is clean. You want to make sure you clean your brush in between. See how much deeper that gets? That looks beautiful. And we'll add some more red here. Oh, I love doing stuff like this. It makes my heart happy. There's something about painting and creating something, or I don't know. It's just fun. Okay, so that's that. So now we're going to get rid of the paint stuff, and I'm going to hit this with the heat tool one more time, and then I will reveal what it looks like to you. All right. Okay, I think I've gotten everything pretty dry. Feels dry to me. And so now we're just going to peel all the tape off. And it should just come right off without tearing your paper or anything. Now, FYI, if you use anything but watercolor paper and this tape, it tears it. So I'll show you the example here. So this actually ended up looking kind of cool, but all of these lighter spots are spots where the tape just tore the card apart. But I tried it because I wanted to see what mediums would work and what wouldn't. Okay, so we're just going to keep peeling this off. And you see I have these nice crisp lines. They turned out great. Every once in a while you'll have some ink go underneath the tape and it kind of just messes the whole look up. So it's nice when it comes out all pretty like that. I love it. Okay, and then you're going to use a piece of black cardstock, which I did not pre-cut. So I'm going to do that now. And I'm just going to use, I'm going to cut it at 5.5 by 8.5. And I'm going to score it at 4 1/4. So we'll make an A2 size card. Okay, and so then it's got this beautiful, I love green and red and black together. I think it's very pretty and trendy and just, it pops. So I'm going to put this down. All right, so there we have that. I'm going to use this really quick. Okay, so to finish this card off, I will show you what I did on the last card. I stamped Season's Greeting, and as you see, no two cards are the same. They come out totally different because unless you come up with a pattern for how you want to lay your tape down. But this one, I decided it would be really beautiful to use glue my daughter used this last, and so now we're having a bit of a malfunction. Ugh, sorry you guys. Okay, so I'm going to use my two-way glue pen here and just put glue on the back of the Joy. This is the glittery Joy piece. I'm having all kinds of issues. I get nervous when I'm on video and I'm doing something for you guys and something starts going wrong, and then I'm like, oh my gosh, I have to hurry because they're going to be annoyed. That's the truth. So then I start getting all flustered and then everything starts kind of going wrong. Okay, so there's this, which you could probably just get away with this without doing anything else, but I didn't quite like it with just that. So I have a black piece here, and you can't even see that because we're on a black surface, I know, but trust me, it's here. So I'm just going to cover this with glue very quickly. And then we're going to layer it right on top, just offset ever so slightly so that you can see the gold behind it. Isn't it beautiful? I'm going to have to use other glue to get it to stick down. But that's it. That's the card. It's gorgeous. I love it. It's so fun and funky. Hey, thanks for hanging in there with me this long. Go over to my blog. I have the tutorial for you on how to do this. And I have a trick for you on how to get that glitter paper to cut out these words in a much easier way. So thanks for watching, everybody. And I hope you had a wonderful Thanksgiving. And yay, it's almost time for Christmas. Bye-bye.